Okay, I'm back. Part 109 is saved, and we are ready to go. So, I was talking about the Mew event at the end of the last video, but there's going to be another one in between the Mew events for Hard Gold, Soul Silver, and Diamond Pearl Platinum, and it's going to be an event involving the Enigma Crystal in Hard Gold and Soul Silver only, because it doesn't exist in other games. So, yeah, you can download the Enigma Crystal to Hard Gold and Soul Silver. Once again, I don't remember the date, but it's from late November to early January, if I remember. And I don't really know what you have to do with that item, but at one point you trade it for a Soul Dew, and you use the Soul Dew in some way to obtain either Latias or Latios, the one from the opposite version. I think it's Latios in Hard Gold and Latias in Soul Silver, though I'm not entirely sure. I'm still a bit mixed up with the exclusive legendaries between the two versions. Hang on a second. I know Latias is obtainable in Hard Gold, so yeah, that would be Latios in Hard Gold and Latias in Soul Silver. Okay, so I imagine now would be a good time to share with you how I plan on taking on Kanto, just so that you don't get all confused. The first step, once I get out of this boat, is of course I rush to Celadon and I buy a Larvitar. Then I grind with it a bit, at least to evolve it, and after that, once that's done, my next target is going to be completing my team. And okay, come on, what does he want? Could I get you to look for my buddy? He's goofing off somewhere, that lazy bum. I want to go find him, but I'm on duty right now. Yeah, you're just standing there blocking my path. Is that your duty? Man, and how much are you paid for doing that? What a waste of taxpayer money, and it's a concept that we're acquainted with all too well in Canada. So that wasn't that sailor. Maybe this one? Nope, he's the one who's looking at my cabin. Maybe it's probably not that one, but guess it wouldn't hurt to talk to him, I guess. Nope, it's not him, so I guess that only leaves some of the cabins. So he's not in there. Let's see the next cabin. Nope, he's not in there either. Maybe this one? I think he wasn't there before. Yep, it's the guy we're looking for. So we met a sailor whose duty was to block my path until I found the guy who's goofing off, and also the guy who's goofing off himself. So that means two sailors who should get their ass fired the moment we get in Vermilion. Hello, Captain, please? Oh no, that's right, he's too busy watching that little girl run around and wreck his room. But what was I talking about before getting interrupted by that intrusive subplot? My plans for Kanto. Once I get my Larvitar, my next target is going to be completing my party with Lugia. But to get Lugia, I need the Silver Wing, which is in Pewter City. But to get to Pewter City, I need to get that big fat Snorlax out of the way so I can enter a Diglett's cave. And I can't go to Pewter through the path that goes through Cerulean, because remember that point of no return on Route 4 between Mount Moon and Cerulean? Well, it's still there, so I can't go to Pewter that way, unfortunately. So I'm definitely going to need to get the Snorlax out of the way of the entrance to Diglett's cave. But, okay, I am going backwards through a series of events right now instead of forwards, so I'm going to switch gears so that I'm easier to understand. So once I get Larvitar, I'm going to progress through the game, not really skipping anything, but with the purpose of getting to Pewter City nonetheless as quick as possible. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the Vermilion and the Saffron gyms, then I'm going to head to Cerulean, then I'm going to take the path to the power plant so that I'm informed of what's going on, because there was a part in the power plant that was stolen by some Team Rocket guy, and I gotta go all the way back to the Cerulean Gym to recover that part, and after that I gotta go back to the power plant to give them back the part, which will activate both the magnet train, which will come in handy for traveling back to Johto, and the radio tower in Lavender, which will allow me to go to Lavender, and I'm going to get the radio card for Kanto, and in one of the channels, for the Kanto radio, there's a Pokéflute channel. Yeah, that's gotta be the most boring channel in existence. Well, second to the Mary and Oak show at least. But yeah, I go next to the Snorlax, and I play the Pokéflute channel, the Snorlax awakens, I catch him, get him out of the way, and then I go to Diglett's Cave all the way to Pewter City. And there I get the Silver Wing from some guy, so I head back to the Whirl Islands, catch Lugia, and after that it's going to be only a matter of clearing out the remainder of Kanto, one trainer at a time, and I don't know how I'm gonna go about this because there are so many paths I can take. I guess once I get Lugia, I'm just going to take on the remainder of Kanto in the way that I see fit once I reach that point in the game. But regardless of how I do Kanto, I don't think it's gonna take that long because of the fact that Kanto was seriously shortened in this game. If you look at the maps of each route in the Poké-Earth, you'll see what I mean. And there are also a lot less trainers on each route. There are even a few that are completely deserted. I think there are no trainers at all in the route just north of Vermilion. I could be wrong there, but I know there were quite a few trainers there in Red, Blue, and Yellow, but there's practically nobody there in Gold, Silver, Crystal. And that's without taking into account all the areas that were removed in Gold, Silver, Crystal, like Viridian Forest, the Seafoam Islands. Mount Moon was shortened considerably as well. And there are a lot of places that aren't available in this game anymore. Oh, wait, whoa! Was that guy called Sailor Jeff? So I guess that was a mirror match? Except not really, because this guy's got 2 Raticates. And seriously, could you imagine a guy like me using 2 Raticates? Just one would be absolute madness, but 2? And that would be the only thing that I would have got on my team, so no, this isn't worth being called a mirror match. And speaking of mirror match, I had originally intended to use the trainer house in Viridian City to do a trainer match using the mystery gift function, but the problem is that no emulator, including TGB Dual, supports infrared communication, so I guess I'm stuck with Cal and his 3 level 50 starter final forms, unfortunately. And that's a shame, because it would have been cool to see how I could fare against my own team, and the fact that I could have fought it every day would have meant some pretty impressive experience, but I guess it just wasn't meant to be. Oh, and here's the captain's room. Captain, play with me, please! I'm bored! I wanna play more! I wanna play more! Please, hi, will you play with me? Oh! Grandpa's worried about me! I have to go! I have to go find Grandpa! Oh god, that captain's a saint. I really have 0 patience with children in real life, so yeah, I envy anyone who's able to put up with their shit and their yelling and their screaming and their crying. And do you understand why I don't want to have children later? Okay, Metal Coat, this one is for evolving Scyther and Onyx, sorry. Can you imagine evolving Scizor? It's like the last thing anyone would want to see right now, I think. Oh, and do remember to scold your granddaughter for that, okay? Pestering the captain like that. Come on, captains have better things to do. Speaking of which, I'm just going to head back to the captain's room before I disembark, because I just want to see if I'm gonna get a reward of any sort. I would take even an Oran Berry at this point. Okay, let's see. Thanks for coming along. No problem. Keeping that little girl amused was exhausting. Keeping that little girl alive would have been exhausting if it were me. So consider yourself lucky. So now it's time to get off the boat. Ah, come on. And next time we're actually going to begin our adventure in Kanto. At least for however long it takes for me to buy a Larvitar in Celadon.